Welcome to Monthly Math Moment, the web series where we take a quick peek into the modern elementary classroom. I'm your host, Amanda McIntyre. In the last episode, we started talking about ways to bring math into everyday activities and routines in your home called mathematizing. Mathematizing children's literature is a great way to encourage curiosity, connection, and context. Today, I am joined by local librarian Marcy Polleta, who is going to help us explore a little bit about how we can bring math into our nighttime reading. Welcome, Marcy.
Thank you for having me.
A great way to start bringing math into our reading is what we normally think of as like mathy books, books that are written with math concepts in mind. Some of them are better than others.
It's true.
So I've asked you to bring some of your favorites with you today and just share with us some titles to get us started.
Excellent. Well, we have this one right here, written by Andrew Clements, which a lot of people might know from his book, Frindle, which almost everybody has read. It's called A Million Dots, and it talks about how one dot can make up a very piece of a picture and how you could put a lot of dots together and make big pictures. And each picture has, like this one has 600 dots in it, and that's because the wings of a mosquito beat 600 times each second. And the whole book talks about rates of speed of things and heights of things and how many dots are on that page, which is a lovely correlation.
Sounds like a nice mix of art and nonfiction and math all together.
And fun to read and without being mathy. Too much mathy, but also you're getting the concept. So it's a little sneaky. And I love that about it. I have these other books that I have pulled. For our younger readers, I really like this one, Swallow the Leader. It's a counting book. And it's very cute. It goes from one fish and they swallow the leader, and they're actually just following with a lovely rhymes throughout. And it has a funny ending where, you know, the shark is involved and then more fish come. It counts up and it counts down. So you get the counting concept with a little bit of silliness and a little, you know, bathroom humor, which kids love also, with the burping. But this book is great. It's available at the Martha Sawyer Community Library, and the kids can actually also take it out through the school library. This book, If You Made a Million by David M. Schwartz, talks about money and how if you had $10, there's also 10 ones can equal $10, 2 5s can equal $10, and it talks about how to earn money, how the bank works with interest, how you can write a check so that you don't have to carry $1,000 around in your pocket and you could lose it or somebody could take it from you. And then it just talks about how many things you could have to build up to having $1 million. So money, good idea on how to talk about earning money and saving money and spending money, which is always fun to try to figure out what you're going to spend your money on. That's a great one. This book I love. It's called Octopuses Have Zero Bones, and it talks about how zero is its... Oh, we forgot about the picture of the octopus, which is lovely. But it talks about how zero is its own number, and it is zero or nothing. And it goes through and it talks about how you have an octopus has 0 bones. So it teaches you about the numbers of things, but also how 0 is a placeholder. And so you can go through and it shows like this plant needs 0 air and 0 nutrients. It gets 0 dirt. It has 0 dirt, but it gets its nutrients from the air. But it also talks about how 0 is its own place number. And so it talks about 1 times 10 is 10, 10 times 10 is 100. And it goes through and explains that without 0, we wouldn't have anything to hold that place. So 0 is very important. But then it goes through and it talks about all these other numbers and how certain things. So there's 5 points in a sand dollar, but there's also 5 sea basins in the world. So it compares and contrasts different numbers like that. And it's really great. And you're learning all kinds of things. It goes all the way up and it talks about planets and raindrops. Lovely. And great illustrations. So, and interesting. So kids should love that. This is my favorite book.
The best for last.
It is the best for last. It's called Stack the Cats, and it talks about, well, first of all, cats are cute, and kids universally love stories about cats. They're ones that go out the most. And it it has one cat sleeps, and it talks about one cat, but the funny thing is that when it goes through, they stack up. And so it says 3 cats stack. And so they also, once it gets to 3, they're going to stack, but also it's patterns. So counting, but also patterns. And then it goes to the end. Let's see. We talk about how we get 8 cats try to stack, but they, 7 cats nap. 8 cats tumble. So they all fall over because it's too high for cats to stack. But 9 cats agree to 3, 3, and 3. So you're learning addition. You're learning patterns. The cats stack in the same way. And they're cute. So, and then they talk about how they start and they go and they play because they're cats. And then they start again at the beginning. It's very nice. The illustrations are great. You can always talk a kid into a cat book, and plus they're learning things about math, which is really lovely. So,
and it can seamlessly go into any nighttime routine,
Absolutely.
any conversation. That's fantastic.
And they stack.
And they stack.
Which is very nice.
Awesome. That is awesome. And as families start to do these mathy books, I'm sure they'll start to see math in illustrations and in stories everywhere.
Even books that aren't necessarily written to be math books, you'll find math in kids' books just because they're concepts that are universal, that people want their kids to be learning about, and it's fun. Repetition with the patterns and counting, so there'll be a lot of books to choose from and books that you pick up that you wouldn't necessarily think math was part of, but
well, and I know in our public library here in Lebanon and in many other public libraries, there are things that are more than just books.
Correct.
Too, that people can bring math concepts into. Like you were describing some mysteries you have here in the library.
I have, they're called escape room boxes. They're available to anybody to take out after school. I know Miss Jess through the school library also has breakout boxes that classrooms have borrowed before. They have different sorts of puzzles to solve, and then you get a code and you can unlock the box. They're similar to an escape room where people go and solve a puzzle to get out of the room on time. These don't have a time period to them, but they have, there are some math problems, but there's a lot of problem solving in general. And we have those for people to borrow if you have a Martha Sawyer Community Library card, which everybody is eligible for. They can come in and just sign up. No, you don't need a license. You just come in and fill out the form, and you can take those home. They're really fun for families to do together. Some puzzles are a little bit harder, and some are a little bit easy, but seeing parents solve problems sometimes helps kids solve problems. Just like if you see a parent read, you're more likely to read yourself because you see that you're grown up. Your grown up finds it important, therefore it's an important thing to your family. Same for the escape room boxes. Those are available all the time.
So if a viewer does live here in Lebanon and they want to come see you at the library, when's the library open?
So we are open Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, 4 to 8, and then Saturdays, 1 to 4. During the summer when the school is closed, we change the hours to Tuesday and Wednesday, 11 to 3, and then Thursday I'm 11 to 2 and 5 to 8 at night. gives people the ability to be here during the day that we don't have during the school year. The public library is inside the elementary school, so I know people are like, oh, I didn't even know you were here. Around the back of the Hanson School, there's a gray sided side of the building. The library is right in there, and you can't miss it. It has a big sign on the side, and the open flag would be out.
Excellent. So this spring or summer, come visit Marcy and hear more about these great math books and other books here in the library. If you and your adults and children are trying to get started, this month I'll also be recording some interactive read-alouds that you can check out on our channel. So be sure to subscribe to Monthly Math Moment. Until next time, thank you for tuning in to this month's Math Moment.